Today, I'm going to be making my version of jambalaya. And this is a dish that I have brought over the years to Super Bowl parties, to potluck parties. I'm even using it quite a bit at my Game of Thrones parties. It's always a big hit, and it's pretty easy to make. I think you'll enjoy it. That is a lunch you can be proud to send your child to school with. Vegetables all day, every day. It's just shit in a box.
I can't believe I'm in your kitchen. Voila.
We did it! Tequila all the way. I use hot Italian sausage and bacon and shrimp. You can add chicken to this. If you are allergic to shellfish, you can leave the shrimp out. It's very flexible. Your basics are going to be onions and peppers and celery and jalapeno and rice and some spices. So the thing that takes the longest to get cooking is the sausage. And what I do is I buy about 5 of the hot Italian sausages, and then I want to squeeze the sausage out of the casing. So I've done that already to a couple of the other sausages because it takes a while. But I'm trying to get it into sort of just like bite-sized, small pieces of sausage so that I don't have to cut it up later. You can probably buy sausage that isn't in the casings, and that would make your job a little bit easier. But when I'm running into the grocery store, I just pick up the prepackaged stuff that's already done. So my sausage is ready to go on the stovetop, and that's gonna go over here on medium heat. I think I'm gonna put just a little bit of olive oil in there, just on the base of the pan. And then I'm gonna get to chopping. The first thing I have to chop up is this onion. In French cooking school, their classic way is that you slice across the onion first, and then you slice down, and then you slice down, and then you end up with small, nice, even dicing of your onions. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the celery, and I have 2 celery stalks. And I want these to be pretty small, so I'm gonna make the strips that, those are pretty small, and then I'm gonna go across. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 bell peppers. I'm gonna do a red one and a green one, probably mostly just to have some color. And I think if you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen that the way I like to cut a green pepper is to go down the sides so that I don't have to deal with the seeds. And then I'm just going to slice that through. I'm going to check my sausage, which I hear sizzling away. So my sausage is starting to get nice and browned. You really want that to be cooked because obviously raw pork is not a good idea. So I'm gonna let that go a little bit longer before I add the onions. Okay, and lastly, I'm taking 3 pieces of bacon and I'm gonna chop these, and actually that can go in now. I'm gonna put the onions in. I love all that crusty stuff that's happening on the bottom of the pan. All that caramelization and even the burnt notes of it just adds a really nice depth. The last pepper that I need to chop is this jalapeno. And I usually try to keep the seeds out of, because they're really, really hot. So I've cut it down the center, and now I'm just gonna sort of gently try to lift that center out so I get all of those seeds and throw that away. You get one of those jalapeno seeds, that's really, really spicy. Maybe too spicy. Okay, and then these I'm just gonna slice as thin as I can. I forgot important ingredient, 3 cloves of garlic. So I like to crush my garlic with my hand, and that makes the skin come off easily. And then I'm just slicing it up. This is a kind of a dish you can make in advance, which I often do, and then I put it in my oven like at 200, and it just sits there covered all day. And it is so, so, so good. And it's really great for parties. I'm just gonna push this all in. I'm gonna let this cook down for 5 minutes or so while the vegetables get a little softened. And then I'm gonna add my rice and my spices and my stock and my tomatoes. And then we just let it cook for like 45 minutes. And we are ready now to add the tomatoes. I have here some heirloom cherry tomatoes that I am just gonna toss in there. Then I'm gonna add 2 cups of brown rice. That's 1. And give that a stir. Now I'm also going to be adding a jar, or I use the boxed version. So this is 26 ounces of crushed tomatoes. And then I've got some chicken stock, 4 cups of chicken stock. And then we have our spices. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of parsley, and a teaspoon of ground chili. I'm using ancho chili. And a teaspoon of thyme. And I'm gonna do a teaspoon of salt and of pepper. I'm gonna stir that all up. And then I want to bring that up to a boil. And once it boils, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to set it back on simmer for about 45 minutes. My jambalaya was not on the stove for 45 minutes, like I told you. I got busy with some things, and the great thing about jambalaya, and actually even better if you have the time, make it in advance, is you want to take it, put it in your oven at like 300, and just let it rest there for a couple of hours, and the flavors just get so full and so yummy. So I've just pulled it out of the oven. It's been a couple of hours. It's now on medium heat, and the last thing we need to do is dump in this beautiful shrimp. And the shrimp is probably gonna 4 minutes max, and then I'm gonna stir it up and it's gonna be done. So first I'm just gonna season the shrimp with a little salt and a little pepper. Make sure I get the ones on the bottom. And like I said, if you've got people in your family that are, you know, anti-shellfish or allergic to shellfish, then you could definitely leave this out. Ooh, wow. That looks amazing. That looks spectacular. So then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna lay these shrimp right out on the top. And you know the shrimp are done when they turn pink. So they're not this sort of translucent thing anymore. They're gonna turn pink. And I might even come in here and flip them over once, but they're gonna cook really quickly. So I'm gonna put the lid on there. You can tell, you can see how quickly it's starting to turn. They get less translucent. People often overcook their shrimp. So the shrimp are already starting to turn a little bit pink. I'm gonna put the lid on. We're gonna wait for about 4 minutes, and then we can serve that up, and that is gonna be done and delicious. I can't wait. And this is an awesome meal. Oh, wow. And it's a steamed facial. Oh, where'd you guys go? I can't see you anymore. Oh my gosh, that is really exciting. I just love that. So you see, it's like so moist, and you've got the sausage in there and all the vegetables. That is going to be delicious. All right, I make this dish a lot, but I think this is one of my better times making it. So subscribe to my channel, like this video, make this dish, serve it to your friends. It's the perfect party food. It is. It's perfect.